Oh yeah, you drew that map. That was really important to talk about. It gives you this high really quick and then you go back down. It's like, I need more sugar. I need more sugar. Good. Turn the lights on. Ellie, do you remember what you wrote down?
Yeah.
What? New Guinea, yeah.
Sucrose is made up of glucose. I mean, yeah.
And fructose. Is that good or bad?
No.
Not good. What does it turn into?
Oh, I did not think note of that.
The fructose turns into fat. And when it's not able to digest properly, it just sits in our arteries. That's a nice diagram. I like that. When you're talking about that. Geneva, what about you?
Choose that
8%. That was in the big very beginning.
Yeah, take it all out.
Yeah, there's what's funny is even the apples. The apples have the sugar in it. Yeah. Right. I do too. Well, I don't juice it, but so I keep the skin on it for me. But to do that, that's when you get some screens. But then you don't know that you're just like in the beach. Yeah, you can.
Like it's
low fat, the marketing for low fat items.
yeah, it's after the President Eisenhower
Right.
caused a huge debate. And it's like they say that fat is good. And if they put more sugar, no low fat,
Low fat to make it taste good.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it was a lose-lose situation.
And something was it done? What did you learn? Oh, gotcha. Proteins? Good. I think if you kept it up, what would happen? You would have had diabetes, heart problems, some thinking, remembering things. Yeah. I noticed too is that his belly, remember?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
It looks like it's rock.
He looks pregnant. Yeah, that's where all of that bad fat is sitting. All that extra sugar is sitting right here. It doesn't get anywhere else, but just the belly. Crazy, huh? Yeah, he was one of the tumors. I was wondering though if he like it seemed like he ate pretty clean before. So if he just stuck to like a regular American's diet. Yeah, I want to know what happened there. Like when he went to America and then he started with all of those food things, and then it was true when he said, when you go on a real road trip, it doesn't tell you the grocery stores that are on that doesn't tell you the grocery stores that are on the exit. It says McDonald's is there, Taco Bell is there. There's no like healthy options. So your drug sheets, if you don't finish them today, bring them in tomorrow. If you're ready for a customer.
We're gonna do scenario 2 today, the hospital setting.
Ooh, with the phones.
Yes. Edwin, please.
Yeah. Thank you.
One here, where's the other one? One right over there, perfect. One here.
Oh,
One's in the pharmacy, one is in the nursing station. Right.
What'd you say? Oh gosh, tomorrow's day 8 already.
There's one here.
We're gonna use this. Okay.
There you go. Good. Good morning, pharmacy.
Good morning.
Let's continue. So yesterday we did 2 retail pharmacy scenarios. Those are just scenarios wherein we can see 2 different types of patients, different characteristics and how they treat pharmacists, pharmacy technicians, or healthcare workers, and vice versa. How you as technicians would treat your patient. Okay? You are sort of limited to the scenario, but not the script. That's not only it. One of the most important things we discussed yesterday is the actual prescription. We discussed the specific law yesterday. Remember? Laws are tied into your practice, so you have to know that. Okay. The rules on controlled substances. What was that law yesterday that we covered or we reviewed because of the specific patient case? OBRA 9090. Okay, which what? What is OBRA 9090? What does it involve? Bless you. Counseling patients, right? As pharmacy technicians, you're not allowed to counsel patients. Okay, you have to remember this. Pharmacist is to do prescription. Okay. Pharmacy technician is to refill. So when you get slammed by different or with so many prescriptions, okay, it's on you. Okay, you can take care of the refill. Remember that. Once it's a new prescription, you may fill it. You have to remember that it has to be the pharmacy technician, it has to be the pharmacist, that's going to review and going to dispense that. Okay? That's why I said if you're going to equate that into a ratio proportion, I said pharmacist is to new, pharmacy technician is to refill. Okay. Talk about OBRA. 9090, which gets tied to this. Okay, do prescription right away. Has to be counseled. Somebody walks up to you asking about over-the-counter medication. If they're just asking where the aisle is, yes, you can tell them where the aisle is. But if they're asking about, oh, you know what, I was throwing up last night, and have this and this and this and this, zip it. Okay, even if you had the same experience, oh, you can just take that pill this long. What if there's a bigger problem about that, right? Now you diagnose. So be careful with those things. Yesterday, there was a drug that we talked about because the prescription involves Xanax, which is a controlled substance. If you don't know the schedule of this controlled substances, you cannot identify whether the prescription is valid or not, right? So what is Xanax? Schedule. We said it yesterday. Xanax is Schedule 4. Remember? Review again. I did this in law. Remember the validity of prescriptions? I made a table. I didn't give you a table. I write it down all the time because I want you to remember it by heart. Okay? Controlled substances, schedule of controlled substances. We call them schedules. C1, C2. Not going to do the whole thing because we're going to run out of time. C4 and C5. Okay. For Geneva, Ashley, and Edwin, it's okay. You might not have. They haven't gone to this part, right? Controlled substances, not yet.
Really?
Not yet. Okay, that's why I'm banking on our juniors. So, C1 will prove therapeutic effect. These are your street drugs usually, but it also marijuana also falls under C1. Okay. What did I tell you? How do you remember C2s and C3s? No, these are your pain meds, right? And then what's C4 and C5? Your sleep, anxiety, and depression meds. Okay, that's why I said SAD. Okay, that's how we remember. C4, you said Xanax is C4. What's Xanax for? Xanax. Here we go. Okay. What's the class for Xanax? Are you there yet? Right there, Xanax. Alprazolam. Lance and Pams are. What are Lance and Pams? The juniors. Lance and Pams, they should know. Yeah. Juniors. Lance and Pams are such as the letter B. There you go. Okay. Benzodiazepines. Okay. Benzodiazepines. Okay. Benzodiazepines are for C4. If you didn't know that Xanax is a C4 yesterday, you wouldn't be able to tell that the prescription is invalid, right? No, the software tells you. That's why it said in your scenario yesterday, after putting in the information, you realize that the prescription is, we use the term expired when we're talking to a patient, okay? Because it's more understandable than the word valid to them, okay? So when you took care of that scenario yesterday, you say, I'm sorry, your prescription is not valid anymore, or it's expired, and you have to get a new prescription. Why is that? What's the rule? For C2, no refills, always a brand new prescription. For C3, C4, and C5, what's our rule for refills? 5 refills, correct. And in the scenario, I want you to analyze this and remember, in the scenario, she has 5 refills, right? But she was insisting, the patient was insisting that I only pick up 2. Right? Let's not talk about the difficulty yet of the patient not being able to speak English. That adds to the problem. Okay? That adds to you having to take care of that point. You couldn't even communicate these issues. And then there's a language barrier yesterday as well in that scenario, right? 5 refills. Now you have to explain that even if you only got 2 out of the 5 refills, what is the problem with the prescription? C3s, C4s, and C5s are only valid for 6 months. Okay, are only valid for 6 months. Okay. C2, validity. Review. How long is the prescription valid for C2? 14 days. It has to be filled and picked up within 14 days. Is that clear? So C3, C4, C5, 6 months. Now you're going to count, so your software does that for you, right? But I said, oh, since you're not using software, let's count. If the prescription was written, I made it May 4th, yesterday, right? Okay, that's when the patient came. But I said the prescription was written September 4th. Which makes it September, October, November, December, January, February, March. It should have been refilled, picked up by March, but it's already May, April, May, so it's expired 2 months. Okay. It seems this role-playing scenarios are really, really good. It seems like, yeah, they're fun, but they're real life too. But it doesn't only involve that fun and that it's real life. There's an analysis of the prescription involvement there. Okay, you better remember that. Okay. Plus, there's a play of communication barrier in the scenario, right? The patient could not communicate what was going on. So as much as she wanted to express herself and be understood, that adds to the problem, right? She brought her mom as an interpreter, okay? Any questions on yesterday's scenario? The angry patients are normal, by the way. So the angry patients are normal. In this Edwin and Ashley's case, you'll have a lot of angry patients. Like what I said, most of the time, well, we try to be empathic and compassionate about them because we don't know what's going on in their lives. But if we talk about that particular scenario, there are a couple of things on that prescription. Okay. One is how many prescriptions is the patient there for? 6. 6, right? You want it down. You just got here, right? 6 prescriptions. How many refills? How many are refills? How many is brand new? How many of those 6 prescriptions are refills? How many are brand new? Did it say? It didn't say. No, it didn't say. However, there was a brand new prescription, right? Okay. And what I wanted to highlight on this part prescription wise is if Edwin didn't ask, right? If she had allergies, do you think the patient will offer that information? No. Which leads me to, this is important, interview your patient. Interview your patients. Okay? Interview your patients. Not really personal things, personal information, but on top of name, address, phone number, insurance information, ask them about drug allergies, food allergies, put it in there because you cannot catch the problem. You cannot catch drug-to-drug interaction, drug-to-food interaction. If those information are not on your system. Yeah, I always say, oh, your computer is only as good as the user, right? You buy your grandma's the most expensive iPhones in the world, right? The latest, what's the latest iPhone? 13. Okay, you buy grandma because of your first salary and you love your grandma so much, you buy her the most expensive iPhone. And she was so mad at you because it's not working, it's broken. Right? Apparently, grandma didn't know how to turn on the iPhone. Right? That's why I always say once you get to computer applications, your computer is only as good as the user. Okay? You have to revise that. Your computer is only good with the information that's in there. When I say computer, software. So if the information on allergies is not in there, your software, your system, your computer will not catch the drug to allergy interaction. The example I said yesterday is very important. It comes up on the PTCE a lot, right? As a case, as an application. What is that? The patient was given a prescription of Augmentin, okay? The patient is allergic to penicillin, okay? Or it will word it as, which amongst this drug caused an allergic reaction for a patient who had rashes, has given Augmentin, and then amoxicillin, penicillin is one of the options. If you didn't have those information, your computer's not going to catch that problem. Okay, so that's another important thing that I wanted to highlight. Did you have any allergies? Rashes, right? That was the scenario yesterday. Okay, so had Ed not asked, she would have offered that information. Okay, number 2. So that should be input in there, right? What happens after Edwin figures out that the patient's allergic to the new drug? Was it an arthritis drug that she's allergic to, that she had an allergic reaction to? What was that? Was it an antibiotic? Can you check the scenario? Scenario 1? So, Edwin, can you answer that since this is your scenario? Before you call the cab, a few questions. Do you have any drug allergies besides the codeine we have listed on the computers, which has allergies and codeine? I've already told you my allergies. Why do you keep asking me that? Oh, by the way, I did develop, and then all of a sudden, oh, by the way, right? Develop a rash when I took the new antibiotic. It was an antibiotic. So depending on the antibiotic, then now, what do you do next? When the patient offers this information, oh yeah, I had an allergic reaction.
Let the pharmacist know.
Let the pharmacist know. The pharmacist will contact, or the pharmacist will ask you to contact the doctor's office and change the prescription because of the possibility of an allergic reaction from that particular drug. Maybe from that drug, and maybe from others, right? But knowing that she is on a different prescription and that happened coincidentally, most likely it's the antibiotic. So when you contact the doctor's office, your prescription for Mrs. Smith, yeah, will be changed. Is that clear? Now today, we're going to do partners. Hello, come in. Oh, I thought she had the tour. Oh, you just saying you're word matcher? I got the memo. Yesterday was Alicia and Trisha. Okay, so anyway, going back, today is going to be a hospital setting, a day in the life. I wish I could do like a day in the life period. But it's always so hard to do that with facts, like you pull them out and then just have you go through what they're feeling. I'm trying to think of that yesterday.
No, that was so cool.
I know. Because when I went to see Abby, there was Kevin. Valley Hospital was really cool when I pulled them out. Like we went to the cafeteria. But it may be difficult to pull them out for a couple of hours just to, but they're doing their jobs, right? They're doing their job. So I'm just gonna follow around. We'll see. It's just harder now because it's pandemic. So the access is not that fast.
Depends on your relationship with them.
Right. So we'll see which hospital I could do that with.
Yeah, maybe that.
Yeah, that's fun.
That seemed really
Yeah,
nice.
that's fun, right? Yeah, okay. So we'll do that with one of our graduates.
That'd be so much fun. I want to come.
You want to come? Let's do it, right? Ms. J and I will be doing like a document. Sort of.
Watch out. But every time I visit the hospital, it makes me really miss working in the
I
hospital.
know. Me too. But then I remember like, oh no.
Yeah. I don't want to
The
work on the
schedule, the
weekends.
time out. No. Okay, yeah. I guess it's just that because we've experienced that and we have certain priorities now having kids. But anyway, going back. Scenario 2. Okay, you'll have different partners. This time on scenario 2, it's going to be hospital. And the scenario is going to be technician and a nurse. And the nurse was mad. Okay, let's do this. Ashley and I will partner. I'll be the mean nurse. Okay. Ellie and Geneva will be partners. Move now. Okay. Edwin and Jaylee will be partners. Okay. So this cause scenario 2. First, we stick to the script first.
Okay.
And we're gonna do it 2 times so we can finish it. We're gonna stick to the scenario, we're gonna stick to the script, okay? And then the second run around, we're gonna try to do like on the end of the nurse? How could she have handled it better? And how could the technician have handled it better? Okay, so first run around, stick to the script. Second one, how should that situation be in a 9 session? But this is reality though. Okay. We just started doing this as is, based on the script. The nurse was pissed, the nurse was angry for a reason. Okay. It's actually not so bad. The ending doesn't happen all the time though. Like in real life too. Not many people know how to apologize. Right? Not many people know how to accept their mistakes and be accountable for it.
I'm very ill patient over half an hour ago.
Oh, Ellie, you fit that personality so much.
If you will give me the information,
No.
again, I will check.
Okay,
it
Ashley,
out.
we do this.
I told you. Right now.
Internalize these technician part. This is over the phone. One phone is right over here in the pharmacy, and this is the nurse station. Yeah, we can really internalize the meter. Right? Okay, let's do this.
You know what? It's been a really tricky day. Sorry for the frustrations on you. You don't need to know.
This is Marge. I am the nurse on weekend under this test medication. You know what? Let me tell you a story. One of my students did, okay, we have one male. He was the Marge, and he was, I am trying. It was so funny. Okay, that's it. So, okay. Well, Ashley, this is Marge. I'm the nurse on TV for this kind of medication. Here we go. Patient over half an hour. You understand? You know what the words can't understand. No, I told you. I ordered the garden over half an hour ago. Now stop wasting my time. Bring it up, baby. Now. Are you a bunch of idiots down there? Yeah, are you not? Ellie, why does it feel so good to say it? I was angry. Okay. Okay, we're gonna do this up here. There you go, patients. You guys can simple step work.
Look, Marge, I'm really sorry you're working in private time, and you try to do the drug addiction, I will be my order. What's wrong? Have it checked nurse on me.
It's been really hectic today, actually. I'm sorry I took my frustration out on you. You could just get an ampoule of Lasix 40 milligrams for Samuel Schmidt on 3
I don't think you're
days.
supposed to
I can
fight.
take care of my patient. We're at pharmacist on the floor near Heidelberg and 3 o'clock.
I have legs in your hand.
Not Leno. It's not Leno. Lasix. Stop it. Practice. Practice, practice, Ashley. I don't want to make you cry. Ready? Mr. Jackson, what's up?
What are you guys about to do?
You want to roll?
Why?
Because I have a little extra time with the students and I have two pharmacy students.
Yeah.
So I wanted to know if anybody, if you guys. could-
Come on, come in so they can watch.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Perfect, perfect time to go out the big girl.
You lost it? No, I lost it on that sheet of paper where it was like, oh, you're wrong. Like, you know what I mean? All the two different ways to say it. Like, oh, that would never work. Or
Is it app?
no, it was a Franklin Covey that I printed out for them for Monday motivation.
Oh, instead of saying, oh, you're wrong,
Yeah.
you have to say it, yeah. That's why I said, I want to do 2 runs on this one. script, just change the name, but the second one would be what?
Nice.
Well, how you would handle it better. Okay. Okay, we ready? Yeah.
We clean it out every sequence. Your final.
What happened?
It was recent, but it was last sequence.
Come on, Nick, welcome.
And I missed it.
Come on, man.
These are our two pharmacy young ladies.
Are they gonna make it with you? Like make it through?
It looks
Of
like it.
course.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, all right, no problem.
Thank you. Your teacher's kicking in. Just joking. We do this, we have you join us so we can see. So right now what we're doing is we're doing role play scenario in the hospital setting. Okay? So with an angry nurse and a part-time technician, and this is a phone conversation. Let's do it, Ashley, you ready? Okay, over there. I'm gonna go by the script, first run. Should we go last?
No, I wanna go first. We went. Oh.
Oh, you wanna go first? Okay.
I want to see.
Thank you. Nurse station right over there, and then the pharmacy is right over there.
Oh, this is.
Yeah.
Oh, this is.
Oh, that's you.
Hey, kids are fun. Red panda.
Can you imagine when we were doing this from home? We can't do it.
No, it's not.
No, it was so hard to teach the classes like this from home. That's why I was like, I'm so happy we're back. Okay, let's do this.
Right. Pharmacy, this is John. This is John speaking, the technician.
Well, John, this is Marge. I'm a nurse on 3B who ordered the snack medication for my very ill patient over half an hour ago. Do you understand what the word stat means?
If you will give me the information again, I will check on your ordering needs and set it up to you.
I told you, I ordered that half an hour ago. Now stop wasting my time and bring it up to 3B now.
But would you please give me the name of the patient again?
Are there a bunch of idiots down there? We're incredibly busy up here with very sick patients. And you guys at pharmacy can't fill a simple stat order?
Look, Marge, I'm really sorry your order didn't arrive on time, but if you trust me with that information, I'll personally find the order and have it checked by pharmacist and deliver it to you.
Oh, my bad. It's been a very crazy day, John. Sorry I took up my frustration out on you. If you could just get an ampule of Lasix 40 milligrams for Samuel on 3B, I can take care of my patient. I know the pharmacist on the floor just verified the order and entered it in the computer.
Okay, I'll have the Lasix in your hand in 15 minutes.
Thanks, John.
Okay,
Good
have a
job.
good day.
You got better after compared to yesterday.
Practice.
I told you practice makes perfect. No, not practice makes perfect. Practice makes it better.
I'll never be a nurse. I can't be,
Don't say I'll never be a nurse. You just don't want to be a nurse. Yeah, who knows? Some of my students became nurses. Yeah. I'm not gonna say anything because it's the same scenario for everyone. Okay, let's finish everybody. And then let's just pass the prescription. Ready, Jane and Edwin? Who's who? Yesterday we did retail, so today we're doing hospital. Okay? So we're preparing their chests. Like out of anger. I'm so frustrated.
It's a little personal.
It became personal. Oh my god. Because Jamie worked in a hospital. This is her chance.
You did it?
Okay, let's go.
Go ahead, take your sound.
I don't know how to do that. I can't do my thumbs down.
Ring, ring, pharmacy, this is John.
And then it's gonna be more serious this time, because yesterday I gave you a pass to be giggly and funny, okay? This time, no. I hang up. Because it can't be serious, I have to hang up. Compose yourself, serious.
Pharmacy, this is John, the technician speaking.
Well done, this is Mari. I'm the nurse on 3D or 5 minutes, a very ill patient over half an hour.
If you give me the information again, I'll check your order immediately and send it up to you.
I told you I ordered the nurse over half an hour ago. Stop wasting your time and bring it up to me.
Would you please give me the name of the patient again?
Hold on, why are you giving me attitude? Attitude. Are you a bunch of idiots down there? We are incredibly busy up there, but very ill patients. You guys are trying to that order.
Look, Marge, I'm really sorry. Your order didn't arrive on time. If you trust me with the information, I'll personally find the order and have it checked by the pharmacist. I'll have the Lasix in your hand in 15 minutes.
Can I just say, it's really hard not to be upset with him or things are hard.
This too. That's that. Like Jessica and Edwin. Edwin, it's always you. What are you doing to this lady?
He likes to argue.
Oh, okay, now I know. You ready?
He's the housewife, not the house husband, the housewife.
Let's do this one last time and then second run around, okay? But I'd like you to go through those who were done. I'd like you to go through the actual scenario, what happened there. Analyze the prescription, okay? Analyze the nurse's attitude and the technician's attitude towards the situation. Let's do this, Ashley. Ring, ring, ring.
Pharmacy, this is John, the technician speaking.
Well, John, this is Brenda. I'm the nurse on 3D who ordered a stat medication for my very ill patient over half an hour ago. Do you understand what the word stat means?
Will you give me the information again? I will check your order immediately and send it to you.
I told you I ordered the med over half an hour ago. Now stop wasting time and bring it up to 3D now.
Yeah. Would you please give me the name of the patient again?
Are you a bunch of idiots down there? You're incredibly busy up here with very ill patients, and you guys in pharmacy can't even fill a simple stat order.
Look, Brenda, I'm really sorry your order didn't arrive on time. If you trust me with the information, I will personally find the order, have it checked by the pharmacist and deliver to you.
It's been a really hectic day, John. I'm sorry I took my frustration that off. Get an ampoule of Lasix 40 milligrams for Samuel Schmidt on 3B. I can take care of my patient. I know the pharmacist on the floor verified the order and entered it in the computer.
All right, I'll have the Lasix in your hands in 15 minutes.
Thank you. Okay. First run, as is. Scenario as is. Prescriptions as is, the whole thing as is. Okay, by the way, I chose Brenda because it's short for Brenda brain damage. Okay. Let's do this. Can you describe the nurse first?
Well, one, she's rude.
Unprofessional, rude, right? Okay, right off.
She should
the
get
bat.
Very
Right. Okay, very unprofessional, very rude, and she said you're a bunch of idiots down there.
Like very rude, like
Very
we're not doing
rude.
anything.
Right, okay. What else? What else can you say?
It's so mean.
That's why we're practicing you the scenarios because you guys live. Oh, my mom. I quit. There was a student who did quit.
We have to talk about, oh yeah, I know.
No, that would make a lot.
I know.
That's gonna be a full argument all over your phone.
I will argue, but I will try to compose myself.
Okay, you will not argue at your proposal. Okay. What about the technician? If it's established in the nurse's room.
My technician gave me that.
I know, right? But we're human, because you were giving him attitude, so that's another good point, right? That's why the technician started giving attitude, right? I always say they escalate. Yeah, because if you keep going back and forth, it will escalate. So what do? You de-escalate, right? The technician remained calm in the script, right, in the scenario, except for Edwin. Like, okay, which leads me to another point. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. Well, this is written, it doesn't have a tone, right? But you can kind of feel what's going on in here. Edwin tweaked it a little bit, yeah? Because you were giving him attitude, he gave you attitude, right? So do you think that will de-escalate the situation? No. Okay. What's another thing?
Especially with the dog, getting beat up.
So we do get beat up every day.
You have to know that. Okay. Well, not everybody will yell at you. Not everybody will scream at you, right? But a lot of times it's the nurses, and let me tell you why, so that you can put yourself in the shoes of our nurses friends, who I have a lot of. And here's why. Every single day, they have direct patient contact. Every single day, patients die on their hands on their watch. And they bring that stress, emotional. They come home emotionally drained already. So within the workplace, if it's that stressful, we don't know what's going on at that nurse station, right? How many code blues they had, how many people died that day. That's why that emotion. Okay. But at the very end, the last part of the script, the nurse apologized. Let me tell you this. You're the type of person expecting for an apology. That doesn't always happen. Yeah? Okay. No violence. Sometimes you're not going to even say okay. You gotta have it. That's why we do it here usually. This is not even harsh. I think you go, hey, right? Okay. This isn't even that harsh, but it happens, and I want you to know that it happens. Okay, but I also want you to know how to put yourselves in the shoes of the nurses and other internal customers that you're dealing with. Okay. So that part, I'm sorry, it's been a really hectic day. 90% of the time, not. Don't expect. Apology, don't expect that level of stress goes down real fast within that same conversation. Okay, so what do? Sometimes, most of the time, monotone works. Tone, the same. Sometimes being robotic helps. Just stick to the, okay, you're asking for that. Another thing, she's so upset because this is a stat order. Okay, what is a stat order? Immediately. How long? We're talking time-wise.
Like short as possible.
No, I talked about this. 15 minutes. 15. That means the order then come in 15 minutes. Right. So what do you think happened there? There's a crack in there. But why? Why do you think it wasn't delivered in 15 minutes? Of course, the pharmacy is busy like always. But what? There was a communication problem there. Whoever received the order that's on queue, right? If, for example, it's a change shift. It turned over that there's something that's right there. And it's a stat order, right? Before the shift changes. endorse whatever you're leaving to the next person. This is what's gonna happen in the next shift. Say, for example, you're clocking out at 2. Turn it over to the next one on shift on duty. Okay, tell them. So there's continuity, okay, service, of patient care. But if I were you, I receive this step order. Even if it's time for me to clock out, I feel this person before I clock out. I don't care if I get paid or not. You get it? This is a step order. You saw it. Don't wait for the next person on the shift to come in, next technician on shift to come in. Okay? One time I went to Summerlin Hospital, and I was there with one of my TSN students, and I was in the hallway. You always get lost in the hospital because the walls look the same, the hallways look the same. And of course, I'm not an employee there, so I don't have the badge to access everything. So most of the time I have somebody pick me up from the lobby, okay? But now it's different with the COVID and all, there's more screening. So I was in the hallway and there was somebody yelling. I can't remember if it's stat order or COVID. Okay, it was COVID. So what I did, because the hallway wasn't wide enough at that time, I went and back up and let them go through with a card. Okay, they were yelling. Obviously, it's an emergency, right? And I know one of the lead techs is there. She didn't graduate from Oxford. She was my student in school. And then I usually wait at their breakthrough if the pharmacist I need to talk to isn't there yet. So, but at that time, I needed to talk to that lead tech. And so I was waiting, and she came back. She said, "I'm so sorry if I yelled at you." No worries. They do understand. That's what happened. That's why I said, "You can't cry." They're yelling like, "Move away, cold blue." You can't cry. You can't cry when somebody yelled at you over the phone. Right? You can't cry. I mean, it's okay to feel a certain way. That's okay, right? But you can't keep breaking down at your place of work. I know as a new tech, it will be difficult if you get put in a stressful environment like that. And let me tell you this. Everywhere in healthcare right now is stressful. That's why you hear all of these stories. Pharmacists are jaded, pharmacists are mad, nurses are overworked. Kind of died down a bit because of the pandemic being under control, and we have more than 50% vaccinated. We don't know, but there's always stress anywhere you go, not just in healthcare. You're working, right? Also, is it stressful? Oh, very stressful.
Every minute, very stressful.
Very.
Customers, management, anywhere you go.
Okay. What do you do specifically at Costco?
Some I cashier, and it's very stressful when people like we accept EBT, and some of them are like, "Oh, can you cancel that? Because this is what I have." No, you know what? Never mind. Put it back again. It's just, I have a specific situation.
You wanted to say, "Can you
Like,
freaking make up your mind?"
Yeah, it's like, but you can like, "Oh, it's fine." Like check your balance, and then put it, yeah. Oh, they do it so many times. I mean, I don't mind, but it's just that make up your mind before you go to the line.
Okay. That's Costco. Okay, it's a nice place to work in. I've heard very, very good reviews from employees at Costco. But who stresses her out? That scenario. The customer, right? Customer. Or customers. Go ahead, have you worked somewhere?
I'll prefer a little smoother.
Okay. Direct customer contact. What about you? Direct customer contact, right? What stress you out? Think
Sometimes
of the scenario.
if you're understaffed, so it's just be me and one more manager, and I have to work drive-through, I have to work the front, and then rush hour happens. There's like 10 customers in the front, 5 cars in the drive-through. There's one person in the back, he has to pick out the pizzas, make the pizzas, and yeah.
Good point. Overworked. Our healthcare workers are overworked. That's why this emotions are coming out. You will be in that situation. Medication errors happen not only because of wrong calculation, overwork and understaffed. That's one of the 4 major reasons for medication error. That's a good point. Okay, what about you, Jaden? Direct customer. What's the most stressful?
Parking was stressful during like last time. Cashier and people waiting for like, and you know, the discounts that they all got my fees. There's kids crying everywhere. I didn't get a break either.
Overworked, okay, understaffed, and then customers who are irate, don't even know what's going on in their lives, why they're like that, or maybe they're just like that. Negative people, right? Right, Edwin at Domino's, being the manager, or you'll have to work, the cashier. What's stressful? Because you always do things with like a smile and
It's-
giggle.
It's always the customers, I guess.
Always the
Because,
customers.
We do phone orders and in person,
Okay,
and so they're always screaming at you.
you're always screaming at you. They're good. They're used to it.
Yeah.
Right? What about you, Ashley?
Just last night, I was screened by the customer, so.
You see how you get numb? That's why I said you can't be honest yet. Okay? And anywhere you work at, there will be stress. Okay? So if you can't handle such stress, you shouldn't work. You should keep all day. Right? But that's not gonna happen in real life. So what do? You choose a work that you really, really love. So that stress can be shaken off real fast. And the good things that happen around you weighs more than that one tiny stress that you have. Okay? Okay. So now in a beautiful world, if it ever exists, like no stress, people are all nice, that's what we want, that's what we wish happens in the world. How would this script change? Anyone, any partners, how would this script change? Running out of time, but I want at least one to portray with a different script. You want to do it? I think it's easy. Okay, let's do it. You talk it over 1 minute probably and then deliberate. In a nicer world, actually, the last part we take 9. We take 9. Okay, but disclaimer, that doesn't always happen.
Well, if you received my order for, is that order for reasons?
Or,
What is it?
Registration.
This is being standing on screen.
Okay, let me check it right now and give me a second. You know what? I will be there 15 minutes. I will be up there to bring it up to you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Oh, awesome. Right there. Perfect, good job. You can even talk for 1 minute. See, people know. It just helps us realize, people know how to be nice. They just don't want to. Or their emotions overpower them. The negative emotions overpower them. I see facial expressions, even with your mask on. People know how to be nice. It is a choice, and you gotta remember that. So always choose nice and always choose kind if I were in your place. But of course, forget to. Remember we talked about the minor, the second one. The class and the hostile. Remember how to deal with the hostile. Yeah.
So people in the hospital, you know who's on the phone, so I would have known who John was. I know the pharmacy staff. You get to know each other.
Yeah, because
But-
you feel the
Yeah,
on
you're
yourself
all
and the
around.
Pixies, so you say hi to each other and just
Exactly.
yeah.
You're making friends.
Yeah, you're making friends when you
Yeah.
do your rounds.
So if you call someone or someone, you answer the phone and then
quick and just stay friendly. Just like, okay, let me see. Oh, I see it. Okay, let me make it. I'll be there in 15 minutes. Because I'm
Right there, relationship.
Yeah.
Remember the video that I had you watch? The 75-year study about happiness, what makes you truly happy? It boils down to good relationships. You know, you get a lot of things accomplished by just speaking nicely to the person and having good relationships. My son always asks me, he always tells me, Mom, you make things happen all the time. I said, you know what? I realized there are two reasons how I can make things happen all the time. Okay. First one, I do my best, I do my part, right? But then I realized the second one is more important. The reason I was able to accomplish a lot and make things happen is because of the relationships I've built. Say, for example, can you squeeze me in the schedule? Okay. So my son wanted to go to this, to San Diego with his friends. And my doctor's appointment, I think it's supposed to be the next day. And I don't want to drive, so I wanted to ride with my friends and with his friends. So I called the doctor's office if it's possible to squeeze me in that day, because it wasn't planned, it wasn't impromptu, let's go to San Diego thing. To squeeze me in that day. And the one who picked up the phone is one of the MA graduates here. Most of the time, it's like, no, we can't. That's when I realized a lot of things get accomplished because of your relationship with people. You can make things happen. This is very important too, especially if you're always negative or feeling negative. There are a lot of good things that happen to me because I thought very positive. Even if I know that, like, the reality is fighting me, that this is not gonna happen. I think very positive that even if it doesn't happen, something better is gonna happen, or not now, later. And it turns everything around us. So I said, be careful. Be careful. So if I hear some of, like, one of you just say something negative, I cut you off real fast, remember? I don't want you to be walking a negative person, right? Nobody wants to be around. And Ellie told me this yesterday, Mr. Jackson told this story, right? About being negative around negative people.
His mother was like a very negative person. And that kind of changed how he was. So he eventually moved away. And he like, because he was a negative person and because of his mom, his friends didn't want to be friends with him anymore. They're kind of like, oh, you know, you always like bicker, you always whine, like you're so negative. He moved away and he also changed, right? Because he's not around his mom. He thinks back to it and he's like, wow, that really changed. And that's why you want to be positive because negativity kind of, you know, like spread.
Yeah. Look at him. He's like one of the most positive people in here. We don't hang out outside, but I like people like that. Right? Always very positive. You don't always have to laugh and smile, but at least have a positive attitude. Go to Miss Parrish's office, it says, attitude is everything. Oh, look at this too. Right?
So he keeps doing this, like,
So silly.
no, it's copying me. Like I'm crossing my legs and crossing my arms and keep going.
Yeah, okay. So another thing. Oh, you know how I require you to have a 3.75 GPA and a perfect attendance for you to go to before I say hospital rotation or your wish list. We're gonna fight for you to get to your wish list. Okay. However, we had students who had that in a perfect attendance. But the attitude sucks. Do you think I really recommended the student for a hospital rotation? No, didn't. That's why the town knows, the hospital knows that we have certain qualifications for hospital to get the superstar. Doesn't mean that you didn't go there, you're not a superstar. Okay? Sometimes hospitals just say, please, no, census is down, or this. You know, during the pandemic, we couldn't send anybody to a hospital. No one. That's why that group had to do their rotation. None of them went to the hospital. But some of them were hired in the hospital. See that? Any questions? Did you like a role play scenario? Okay. This is an application, that's why I said this is my chance to tell you soft skills, to tell you about life. So yesterday when I asked, what have you learned the last couple of days? Ellie was like, life lessons. Okay, in the past, when employers and externship sites review or give feedback about our students, they always say soft skills is really not good. What do you mean by soft skills? This is skills as technicians. It's easy to take care of. It's easy to learn, right? But the soft skills, especially with the younger group, you're not yet exposed to so many people or to real life. And that's why we have this classes. We have this role play scenario. And tomorrow is gonna be fun because tomorrow is, what happens tomorrow? This pie game. Okay, tomorrow is this pie game.
Fine.
Okay.
I mean, yeah.
Yes. Okay. So this is a test in a practice of being keen observers. Okay, because we have to learn how to read body languages, of our patients or other people. Okay, so that we can understand them better, and we have to know that so we don't do certain bad body language, like always like having the arms here or crossing the arms here. Okay, this thing. That's very important. So tomorrow, this Friday event at the beginning of class, they picked a name from class and they have to observe or spy that person for an entire week. They have to take notes as to probably mannerisms, habits. Please make it balanced, the good and the bad, okay? And the criticisms will be constructive, okay? Just for fun, just to see whether it's how well you observe. Okay, how keen are you? Because it helps you become more sensitive to your patients, to your customers, internal and external. That way. Okay. So that activity is not to offend anyone, just so you know. But it may be something that will help them improve because most of the time we don't know how we are unless somebody tells us. That's why I love my friends, your true friends. Okay, those who don't say, "Oh, you're always pretty," or "You're always this." No.
Don't believe it.
Like, what the hair color lipstick you're wearing doesn't suit you. Those are the friends. Right?
Yeah.
Right? Those ones. Yeah, and those who would take a Kleenex because you got something on your face. Not that you go on with something on your face with a booger in there. Right? Those are the friends you want. Those are the friends you keep. Okay. Any questions? Let's see. Thank you for sticking around. Okay. Do you still like to be in the program? Yes. Okay, good. But sometimes the students don't want it anymore. We'll just walk in and math.
This is a customer service.
This is a customer service class. If you walk in math, it might change your position.
You can do this to Mark's class.
What was that?
Don't say easy.
Oh, it's not true. You
You don't want them to come in, that's why. It is so. It's not easier than that.
Oh, no, we'll have to change that. It's gonna be next Friday, remember? Because tomorrow is Friday. So I said, it's gonna be next Friday. Because I forgot that our Friday is Friday, and it's open house, so we have to have students here. So next Friday is going to be your going to a pharmacy. Oh. That's next Friday, not tomorrow.
Good, sir.
Because tomorrow is Friday. We can't leave the campus this week. I told you that. The next day I said, oh, unfortunately we can't leave the campus. I think you told me today. No, not yet. Because I said, okay.
No, I think they were
probably
here.
weren't here.
Yeah.
That's why they didn't know. You were in the meeting when I said, I'm sorry. Yeah. We're not gonna do it tomorrow because it's go open house and we want you guys in here to see how people come and go, and we don't want them to not see you guys. Okay?
Well, you can just be teaching us and be like, oh yeah, thank you, you just get.
No, so next Friday is going to be your, I haven't even discussed it with Miss J.
I know.
Yeah, huh?
No.
Wait, why? What? Capri Sun?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, go ahead, please.